Hello people, welcome to the, what is this, 17th episode. I've already forgotten, well done, 17th episode of the podcast. I've been doing it for a little while. Let's get into this with this. So, first video after the last podcast was how to get the media controls in the power in Mate, like what I've got up here in the top left corner of my screen. It's probably been blocked a bit by the text. Oh no, it's not really, but yeah, that little thing. After that, Apple bricked this iPhone 4, but I made it mostly functional again. Basically, I bypassed iCloud activation lock. Stuff works, although it's sort of a tethered boot, and I think I can untether it. I should be able to. The main thing that doesn't work is the cellular functionality, unfortunately. After that, it's my iPhone 5S on iOS 10.3.3. I finally downgraded it. I did try and make a video of me downgrading it like a month ago, but unfortunately much didn't happen. I think an legacy iOS kit update seemed to fix the issue that I was having. It wasn't working on Linux, so I did on macOS and it worked. Well, the IPSW that it created didn't work, but it was from like before that. It wasn't created on that day that I tried to downgrade it, so I just deleted it and tried again and it worked. After that, my favourite social media platform, also known as the Acoma Showcase, this is just amazing. I love this. This is just how I use my social media. It's like the only good social media. Discord is just rubbish. And feel free to argue Discord's not social media. It is. Get over it. There's a certain person who just hates on social media, but then proceeds to refuse to accept that Discord is social media. And says also like, oh, social media is bad, every single one, and so on, which I think they've never used Favour, so that's probably why they think that. After that, why I use Firefox, and then after that, a very simple video. These two videos are very simple. Why I use Linux? Pretty simple customization mainly. Okay, now I didn't really know what to talk about, but I've just watched the video. It annoys me enough to talk about it, so I watched this YouTuber called the Action Retro, and I should probably turn down the video quality. That's not going to help. Turn it down to like 480p, just to make my life a bit easier. Don't forget, I have a dedicated GPU in this machine, hence why stuff performs the way it does. But basically, there we go. This is like the first gen aluminium iMac core, right? And basically wants to upgrade it. So he brought a CPU down there, as you can see. It's a bit rambly. I do enjoy these videos normally, although this one slightly annoyed me. I think quite cool that the glass bit that's holding it on is literally just being held by magnets, so get like a suction cup or something. You can just easily take it off and then you unscrew the screws. Doesn't seem that fiddly. You just unscrew and then presumably the screws holding down the display that you unscrew as well. Alongside the metal thing. And this bit, replacing the hard drive, it's still got its original hard drive. So he takes it out. It annoys me a slight bit. Puts an SSD and then just like duct tapes it. You don't really need to hold it in. It's not a hard drive. It's not moving. Also, he also realises that the CPU that he bought was useless because the iMac already had that CPU inside. It's like a Core 2 Quad Extreme or whatever, Core 2 Duo Extreme, whatever. I can't even remember. It's something like that. Yeah. And also the initial SSD he puts in doesn't work, so he swaps it out. Whatever. And also presumably he upgraded the RAM, or it was already upgraded. Not sure. But either way, it's got 6 gigs. Okay, cool. Now, the bit that starts to annoy me is, well, number one, he's using Ubuntu, which is a bit bloated these days, and uses GNOME instead of, like Unity, or GNOME 2 back when that was, GNOME 2 alive. Yeah. Also, he also says how good the new Ubuntu branding is, which let me get the Plymouth screen, which follows on the way is like this booting screen. I'm guessing it's Plymouth they're using. It looks like they've changed the little loading thing if it is Plymouth. But yeah, I don't like this new Ubuntu logo. Okay, so installing Wi-Fi drivers, whatever. I just use if that doesn't really matter if I'm not using a laptop Wi-Fi, because I'll be able to get an Ethernet cable somewhere. And yeah, basically he wants to play some Steam games. Here's the first problem. Apparently he's using a snap for Steam, by looks of it, judging by the thing. No, I don't think that is a snap. It looks like a native package, because sure it wouldn't be a deb file. But the Firefox is probably a snap, which is why it's struggling to play like even 1080p video. But yeah, so he's playing Steam, and he wants to try Half-Life 2. And this is the bit that annoys me. He's using Proton for a native Linux game. So he tries it out, it was really laggy, and in Proton 8, so he thinks, let's change it to Proton 7. Doesn't really solve the problem. Yeah. There was another native game, I think it's Starbound. Yeah, it was Starbound. He said it's apparently native. I don't know if it is. I don't really know much native Linux games apart from the ones I've got, really. Yeah, and yeah, this is the bit where he tries YouTube. It sort of doesn't really work particularly well with 1080p. Yeah, I think I've pretty much summed up my problems. I mean, recommending Ubuntu is a bit of a problem. I mean, it is literally like the most resource intensive distro out there, unfortunately now. It's like you've got like the snaps, which definitely don't help with performance, like Firefox. In Ubuntu, like the default Firefox, that's a snap, so it's definitely this. I wouldn't be surprised if like it was the native Firefox, it'd be able to play 1080p perfectly fine. I mean, like my MacBook Pro from 2011 on Linux could play like 1440p pretty well. There was like some occasional stutters, but it was generally quite well. This t-shirt is a bit annoying. She's K-Bin, or really, honestly, K-Bin's not that good either, so both aren't very good, but Lemmy or K-Bin. Basically, he's wearing a shirt saying "Keep calm, use Lemmy." It's just text. It's not even like the "Keep calm, carry on" style thing. Yeah, I also put a comment saying you don't need Proton for Half-Life 2. It's a native Linux game, probably playable at full resolution. And because I'd imagine it is quite an old game. I mean, it's only like 3 years older, but like this is like the highest end iMac I'm assuming, from the time, from 2007. But yeah, also it doesn't. Oh, got notifications already. Yeah, someone's liked my thing. Comments. Fair enough. Yeah. Don't need it. Don't need it, but it's still okay. I'm not sure what they're trying to say. I mean, you have to hit buttons to enable Proton in the first place. Like, if it didn't work, say it didn't work. But surely it did work, because I've not really had any problems with Half-Life not working at the native version of Linux. But yeah, Windows XP saved all my old Macs, just recently purchased for XP and landing with the boys. So go easy to store and improve without this. T06 products being called duo the great speakers on those. 308 great less speakers, but the A2X 2600 easily plays Rainbow Six Free, Battlefield 2, 209 21 inches are just a good size. Great channel, thanks for a lot of inspirations. Don't be trying Windows 11 on a 1.1 also for kicks. That'd be fun. I mean, I've tried Windows 11 on a laptop from 2008. It actually didn't run that bad. Like, it actually was quite smooth. I don't think I even debloated it either, which is weird. Yeah. I think you can just combine with Java XVC worked wonders, even detected the network adapters correctly. Yes. I mean, yeah, probably doing cdapt install would be a lot quicker, because by the looks of he manually got the file. Yeah. I mean, Linux Mint being way better since it doesn't use Wayland is a bit of a weird argument, as you could just use Ubuntu without Wayland. I'm assuming if you went into oh my god, what is it called? GDM, which is the login screen. There's like a little settings icon to change the login manager. If you changed it to if you clicked on it, probably gives you an option for the GNOME, but Xorg, not XFCE or Xface, whatever. This is basically my TV. Turned one into my monitor from a 2012 Mac Mini. It's a professional. It's again professional. Not really. I mean, I already know what's from. No, that's a bad idea. Steam has a snap package now. Maybe try the snap package next time. That's a bad idea. That's probably going to harm performance. Yeah, I really wish he would use something that's not Ubuntu, because it's really not going to help. The weird thing is, he doesn't seem to know much about like using it on modern systems, but he seems to know quite a bit about using it on like the power PC Macs that he does. Like I just search Linux. Oh god, come on, Linux. Linux. You know, he did like one where it was like a quad core, the two dual CPU, dual core Power Mac, whatever it is. Yeah, installed a modern Debian on a Power Mac G5, where he pretty much knows what he's doing. By the way, I have tried doing this before, don't worry. It's not gone particularly well for me. I've had problems. Um, don't know what he's doing. I'm assuming he's doing stuff. Yeah, I don't even know what he's doing here. So he knows what he's doing here, but like, yeah. Look, is the oh my god, what is it like? Yeah, it's like installed a bunch of desktops. You know, crazy. What is the Mate? Fair enough. Mate is good. I mean, it's literally what desktop I'm using right now. You know, I mean, I'm using almost the same version. Mine's 1.26.1. It's using 1.26.0. So yeah, this what I'm using now. Be pretty much the same desktop on this is using GIMP. Yeah, cool. Arctic Fox. Is that just like, oh, is this like Pelming Fork or something? Cause it looks like that's what it is. Arctic Fox. Not the actual Fox, I mean web browser. Alright, fair enough. I definitely want to look at some nice Arctic Foxes. It's a web browser for macOS 10.6, so it's like Firefox. What is this based on? Yeah, Palmade. No longer aimed for desktop with phone support removed or no longer updated. Android has been axed. iOS is lingering, which sounds sort of the reverse of what it would be. Yeah. Arctic Fox will build for 10.6 and up. Windows XP, all flavors of Linux pretty much. I mean, like i386, x86, 64, PowerPC, -BE, MIPS, EL, ARM on Linux, and more likely than any other, and more than likely on Unix/BSD. Please wait a second. Ideally, we want to get it working on PowerPC 10.5 as well. An older V official, an older V unofficial 26.95 build can be found here. Wait a second, there's one for, oh, that's cool. That's probably actually maybe the most usable web browser for this old version. Or maybe I'm just wrong. I should try it, of course. But yeah, I mean, Arctic Fox. Yeah. Look at that logo though. Okay, I'm getting very distracted just by the existence of Arctic Fox. I'll give it a try, of course. Oh, seems to be stuck with YouTube. Maybe not a good sign. I'm not sure how old 27 is. Is that from 29? If so, that might actually be a problem. Oh, KDE Connect. Nice. I need to set up KDE Connect on here. Yeah. OBS Studio. Oh yeah, tried streaming using OBS Studio. So I recall it did work, so you just use like FFmpeg. Oh no, it's actually different software. I think that's of confusing with him using OpenBSD on the iMac G3, which is a thing I really want to do, but I need to sort out storage for my Power Mac, my iMac G3, because it'd be so cool having a modern operating system on a CRT. What a break. Wait a second, is this actually a different one? Because this is one where it's 4 G5s in one Power Mac. Oh yeah, Now it's using plasma, which would be not as good performing, because plasma is probably, and then GNOME, which is probably by far the worst. GNOME's not particularly well optimised, although to be fair, my 2008 laptop actually ran it quite well. Okay, let's have a look at the 4G files in 1 Mac. I'm just sucking off other people's content, which is probably not the greatest thing to do, but hey, I'm a bit into this video, even though I've definitely watched all of this, doing some GPU stuff involving soldering. I don't actually know what's going on, cause whatever. 4 times 2.5 gigahertz power PCG 5 with 6 gigs of DDR2. I was going to say 3. It's not 3, because it's DDR3, I believe, was introduced in 2007. Right. The reason why I know this is because 2007. Reason why I know that, believe it or not, sort of being fooled. The reason why I know that DDR3 was 2007 is I was quite surprised that my laptop that I was talking about earlier from 2007 was released, had DDR3. And basically someone in Discord, I think I know who, said, it was introduced in 2007, so that laptop's probably like one of the first DDR3 laptops, which is interesting. DDR2 was only 2003. God, only a 4-year gap. And then what was it? DDR4 was 2014. So that's a 7-year gap. And then 2014, when was DDR5? 2020, okay. I know it was a couple of years ago. So DDR5 was 6 years. Wow. Although, DDR5, these things take a while to get adopted. And I mean, I'd imagine DDR5, I don't really know much about, I don't really hear much about DDR5, and I don't really understand what these generations actually do. They just numbers, really. The clock rates and transfer rates are just, getting progressively higher, and presumably the bandwidths. Although really, like, the clock speeds and clock rates are like the only things itchy nose. I like the only things that really get shown to the people, get talked about. And you've been sort of told, higher's better. I don't really know exactly. In August 2021, Samsung revealed a 512 7200 mega transfers per second RAM DIMM, so that means that it'll be good. So presumably that's one stick. I'm assuming it's one stick. God. There's a general expectation that most use cases that currently use DDR4 will migrate to DDR5. Of course. I guess so. That's the point of Wikipedia. Sometimes you gotta state the obvious. When was DDR2? The one. Let's go to DDR2. It doesn't say the years, so it's just sort of like unknown. blah blah blah. First DDR prototype 97, first commercial one was in 98. Okay, fair enough. Because I don't think my iMac G3s, like, they use DDR, yeah, what I mean. But yeah, I mean, this laptop I think uses, I was going to say 2400, but I might be wrong, megahertz DDR4. So I was just getting confused about how many Ds I said, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not an expert on these things, can't tell. What else is there really to say? I've shown off this necklace, right? Butterfly, H&M. Stuff happened in there where I bought it, so yeah. Basically, some people were getting really annoyed at me, so I just bought it anyways. They were being unreasonable. I'm not good. I might have already explained this before, but I don't really want to explain it necessarily online. I've already explained it a couple times. But a couple, I mean, literally once. Or twice, I guess. Maybe not. But yeah. I guess another thing to talk about is going to studio and just show my numbers for July, because this is going to be my last July podcast, of course. And as you might be able to notice, got quite a bit of views. I mean, this month actually has been doing quite well in views compared to the other months. Like last few, like June, I got 789 views. Was like my most viewed day. I got like 62 in one day. I did get 2 subscribers though, which is better than this month. That's the one difference. And in May I got 8 subscribers, so at least there's that. But I only got 891 views. Yeah, my highest viewed down there was 56. Well, July I think it was like over 70. Yeah, 87 and 75. So also 75. Yeah, 87, 75, 75. That's 59, 60. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, really. I don't really have much to say. Unlike last podcast, go to my website if you want, clygro.cc. Goodbye.